Hello, welcome to another video from Refer It. Friends, we do many things every day. When the day ends, all the things that we do today will become the past actions or the past events. At the same time, we plan some actions for the future. All these actions are regarding to present time, past time actions and the future time actions. When we speak or write all these actions regarding to present, past and future, how can we differentiate all these actions of three times? When you want to differentiate between or among all these actions in the present, past or future, we need some structure of a sentence. That structure of a sentence is nothing but tense. With the help of tense, we write or speak some sentences in present, past and future times. That's why today we are going to learn a very important topic in English grammar, that is tense. Now we are going to know about tense. What is tense? What is the definition of tense? What are the types of tense? I am going to briefly explain you now in this video. Okay, tense is a word which comes from Latin word tempus. Tense is a word which comes from Latin word tempus. Tempus means time. Now we can say that tense means time. Tense means time. Here look at these sentences. I often go to movies. Sri Pranab Mukherjee died in 2020. We will watch the movie Master next week. So if you observe these three sentences, I often go to the movies. Sri Pranab Mukherjee died in 2020. We will watch the movie Master. Will watch. In these three sentences, we are observing that go, died, will watch. These are verbs. With the help of this verb, we are able to know in which tense the sentence is. What is the tense of this sentence will be known with the help of the verb. So that is why verb is active in all these sentences. In other words, we can say verb is the life of sentences. Verb is the life of sentences. With the help of verb only, we can find in which tense the sentence is. So that's why verb is the life of the sentence. Generally we say, when we want to say the tense of this sentence, we must find the verb in which tense it is, in which form it is. We generally use tense of verb. When we are talking of tense, it's nothing but tense of verb. Tense of verb. Now we can define what is tense. Tense is the form of verb which shows us the time of action and the state of action. So we can define tense like this. Tense is, it's a form of verb which shows time and state of action. So that is about tense. Tense is a form of verb which shows the time and the state of action or events. Friends, in English language, tenses are divided mainly into three types. So look at this table. They are present tense, past tense and future tense. Tenses are mainly divided into three types: present tense, past tense and future tense. And again these three main tenses are divided into four subtenses. Present tense is further divided into four types of subtenses. What they are? Simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. When you come to past tense is also divided further into four types: past simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, past perfect continuous tense. And the third type of main tense is future tense. This tense is too further divided into four types of tenses: simple future, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. So these are all 12 types of tenses in English language. There are mainly three types of tenses, and these three types of tenses are further divided into 12 types. Friends, in English language or any other language, for any other language, grammar is the beauty of the language. Without grammar, we cannot frame sentences, we cannot speak good language or beautiful language. For this grammar in English, tense is the heart of the grammar. Tense plays a prominent role in English language, in English grammar. That's why it plays a vital role. The topic tense plays vital role in English grammar. That's why we should be very careful and we should be very patient to learn tenses. Without tenses, we will not be able to speak English better. We will not be able to write English better. That's why tense plays a vital role in English language. Now I am going to teach tenses regarding to present, past and future in a easy way. This is the introduction of the tense. I am going to teach simple present tense. Simple present tense we are going to learn in this video. Friends, grammar is the beauty of the English language. But tense is the heart of the English grammar. Without tenses, without knowing tenses well, we are not able to write better English. We are not able to speak better English. That's why I repeat, tense plays a vital role in English language. Please pay attention for this video. Up to the end of the video, continue watching this video, then you will receive everything about simple present tense. Look at the board. Simple present tense. What are the verbs we see in the simple present tense sentences? What type of verbs we can see in the sentences pertaining to this simple present tense? You can find in the sentences of a simple present tense be forms like is, am, are, and have forms have, has. So you can find be forms is, am, are, and have forms have and has. Now we can see how we use these be forms after personal pronouns and names, both singular and plural. Look at here. I, we, or the first personal pronouns. After I, we use I am. As we is the plural, we should take are, we are. I am, we are. When we come to second personal pronouns, you is used for both singular and plural. Here, you takes only are, you are. Next, come to third personal pronouns. Third personal pronouns are he, she, it, and they. As we all know, he, she, it are singular third personal pronouns. So here, he, she, and it, these three take only is, he is, she is, it is. And when we come to they is third personal plural pronoun. So it takes only they are. And when we come to names, when the subject is name, if the name is singular in the sentence, it takes only is. Is, Rama is, Sita is. Okay, like that. If the name is, if the subject is plural, then it takes are. People are, women are, men are, like that. Okay, if the subject is plural, fruits are, shirts are, chairs are. So this is how we have to use all these be forms in the simple present tense. Next, how do we use have and has in this simple present tense? I, we, these are first personal pronouns. I takes have, I have. We takes have, we have. At the same time, for second personal pronoun you also take have, you have. So have is used after I, we, and you, like this. I have, we have, you have. But what about third personal pronouns? He, she, and it. These are third personal singular pronouns. They take only has. He has, she has, it has. Actually, have plus yes, it is house. We can say it has, he has, she has, and it has. But when we come to third personal plural pronoun they takes only have, they have, they have. So when we come to names, if the name is singular, then we have to use has. Rama has, Sita has, Subbaya has. So like this we have to use has after singular name which is in the subject place. Next, if the subject is plural, then we have to use have form. Fruits have, chairs have, buildings have. Like that we have to use have and has in simple present tense. Here, what about main verbs? Root verb or main verb or principal verb or base verb. Example, like, take, eat, sing, run. These are all root verbs or base verbs. When come to the simple present tense, how do we use these root verbs or base verbs in this tense? Generally we take V1 form of the verb to write the sentences in the simple present tense. Like, run, take, like this. But there is a rule there is a special rule in the simple present tense. If the subject belongs to singular and third personal pronoun or name, singular noun, when the subject is third personal singular pronouns or any name, then we have to use the verb with s or es, or verb is or s or es are added to the principal verb in the present form. Like this, how if the verbs end with o or ch, that verb takes es. When the main verb is teach, we have to use in the simple present tense form teaches. If the main verb is go, we have to use that go verb in the simple present tense after singular third personal pronouns, and singular names we should use goes. What is added here? Es is added to teach, then it becomes teaches. Es is added to the principal verb go, then it becomes goes. So for the verbs which end with o or ch, we have to add es, like teaches and goes. And when the verbs end with y preceded by vowel, then we have to add only s. Example, say. Say is the principal verb and it ends with y, but it is preceded by vowel a. Then we have to add only s, says. Come to the second verb like this, pay. Pay is also the root verb. It ends with y and it is preceded by vowel. So we have to add only s, that is pays. Says, pays. But there are some verbs which ends with y but preceded by consonant d. So look at these two verbs, study and try, try. Try. They end with y but they are preceded by consonants, study, try. When we use these verbs after singular third personal pronouns or names in the simple present tense, we have to add for these verbs ies. So look at these two, tries. He tries hard for getting job. She studies for more than 10 hours every day. Studies, tries. So we have to add s or es or ies for third personal singular pronouns or singular nouns in the simple present tense. Okay, this is how we have to use all the be forms and have forms in the simple present tense, and how the singular third personal pronouns and names take the verbs. We have to add s or es or ies depending upon the verb. So this is the basic information that we must keep in our minds while using, while writing, while speaking simple present tense sentences. So this is the basic information. It's very important. Without this information, we cannot speak, we cannot write in simple present tense. Now we are going to know what is the structure of a simple present tense. Look at this. The structure of a simple present tense is subject plus is, am, or, these are be forms, and have or has, have forms, or V1. We can see subject with is or am or are or have or has or V1. is, am, are, have, has or even. When we use all these, it depends upon the subject. As we said earlier regarding to these be forms and have forms, we have to use following those rules. Look at these sentences. I am a teacher. So what is the verb here? Am. Am is the helping verb, but am itself acts as the main verb in the sentence. I am a teacher. So am, we should use am after I. They have a car. As they is the plural third person, we use have. They have a car. Next, bank opens at 10 a.m. daily. So here look at the verb. Bank, verb opens. The bank is the singular. Subject is singular. Then we have to use bank opens at 10 a.m. daily. Here observe keenly, why do we write opens? The base verb or the root verb is only open. S is added to open, then it becomes opens. Why do we add S here? Because bank subject is the singular third person, we use S. Opens, bank opens at 10 a.m. daily. Come to next sentence. Women start work at 5 a.m. every day. They get up from the bed early in the morning and they start their work. Generally, women start work at 5 a.m. every day. What is the verb here? Start. Why do we write start? What are the three forms of start? Start, started, started. We use only present form of verb in the simple present tense. Start. As the subject is plural, woman is plural. That's why we use start here. Women start work at 5 a.m. every day. Next sentence. She has sweet voice. So here has is the verb. She has sweet voice. Why do we use has after she? She belongs to third person singular pronoun. That's why have plus is, have plus yes, it is nothing but has. We wrote has here. She has sweet voice. Next sentence, Ravi works hard. Ravi, he is the third person. Name is used as the subject here. That's why in this tense we add yes to the verb work. Work is the root verb here. As the subject is third person singular number, we add yes to work. Then it becomes works. Ravi works hard. Okay. So according to the structure of the sentence in the simple present tense, we have written all these examples. So we have to always keep in our minds that there is a special rule while writing sentences or speaking sentences in the simple present tense. There is a special rule. What that is? If the subject belongs to third person singular number, then we have to add s or es or ies to the root verb or main verb or base verb. If the subject is name, if it is singular, in this case also we have to add s or es or ies to the verb. How can we add s or es or ies? Depending upon the verb. Depending upon the verb, we have to add s or es or ies. So these are how we have to use, how these verbs are used in this simple present tense and what is the structure of the verb. Now we are going to know how do we use this simple present tense in our daily lives. We first have to know the structure and then we have to know the uses of this tense. So without knowing the uses of this tense, we cannot apply this tense in our daily lives. What is the first use? For habitual actions and repeated actions, we use this simple present tense. To speak or write the habitual actions or the repeated actions in our daily lives, we use this simple present tense. Look at the board. First sentence under this usage, I go to church every Sunday. She drinks coffee or she drinks tea every morning. He has breakfast before 8 a.m. daily. Has is used in the sense of take. Has is used in the sense of take. I go to church every Sunday. I go to college every day. I visit church every day in the morning before I start to school. I pray for God every day before I go out, before I step out. So these are all habitual actions. I take a cup of tea every morning. I take a cup of carrot juice every morning. Or he has breakfast before 8 a.m. daily. She has her breakfast before 9 a.m. every morning. So these are the habitual actions and repeated actions. Somebody visits Tirupati every month, or Mr. Ramarao visits Tirupati every week. Like that, we can write all the repeated actions in this simple present tense. So the first usage of this tense is for habitual actions and repeated actions, we use this simple present tense. Next one, for universal facts or universal truths. To say universal facts or universal truths, we use this simple present tense. Look at the board. Sugar tastes sweet. I used taste here. Water flows down the slopes. Fair faces need no paint. So sugar, it is singular. Subject is singular. That's why I added yes. Sugar tastes sweet. Next one, water flows. Water flows down the slopes. Next, fair faces is the subject. Actually, fair faces need no paint. They need not apply powder or something else on their faces. Fair faces need no paint. That is the meaning of the sentence. So here, fair faces is plural subject. That's why I have not added s or es to the verb. Fair faces need, I use only need. Fair faces need no paint. Okay, next, neem tastes bitter. Neem tastes bitter. Or all the planets revolve around the sun. These are all the universal truths. These are all the facts. Truth tastes bitter. For all these all these facts, we use simple present tense. We use a simple present tense for writing all the universal facts. Next, come to the third usage of this tense. To denote abilities, to show the ability of a person, we use this simple present tense like this. Look at these sentences. He speaks English well. Mr. Venu speaks English well. Mr. Ranga speaks Sanskrit well. This is the ability of Mr. Ranga. This is the ability of him. I speak Telugu well. Mr. Basha speaks Hindi well. That is the ability of Mr. Basha. He can speak that Hindi language very well. And next sentence, she plays tennis well. Somebody plays football well. Somebody plays kabaddi well. They are able to play those games. For indicating their ability, we use this simple present tense. He speaks English well. She plays tennis well. So here speaks is the verb, plays is the verb. Next one, it eats 10 idlis at a time. So eats, I used eats. So for denoting ability, we use this simple present tense. Next, fourth use of this tense, fourth one. Newspaper headlines. If you watch newspapers daily, if you watch English newspapers daily, you can learn the English soon. You can learn the correct English from these newspapers. If you watch newspapers daily, you can find the main headings in simple present tense. The PM announces 10,000 crore aid to the Northeast. Or the CM arrives Guntur, like this. Or India enters semi-final. Nepal PM visits India. So like this you can find newspaper headlines which are written in simple present tense. So for putting newspaper headlines, this simple present tense is used. The PM announces, this is the verb. Next, India enters semi-finals. Next, Nepal PM visits India. So for the newspaper headlines, this simple present tense is used. Next, the use of the simple present tense for scheduled future actions. Some future actions are scheduled in the present. To denote those scheduled actions in the future, we use this simple present tense like this. The school reopens on 11th January. So here look at the sentence. The school reopens. Actually, the base verb is only reopen. We added yes. Next sentence. The CM arrives at 3 p.m. This action is also scheduled. This is the future action. Actually, it is the future action, but it is scheduled in the present. That's why we wrote like this. The CM arrives at 3 p.m. Base verb is arrive, but we added yes. Next one. The President of America visits India next month. Here, what is the verb in the sentence? Visits. What is the subject? The President of America. The President of America is singular. That's why we wrote visits. Okay, visits. The President of India visits. The President of America visits India next month. So these are all future actions, but they are scheduled in the present. That's why we use this simple present tense for scheduled future actions. Next one, sixth one, to narrate past incidents in a dramatic way. This is also past story. To narrate past stories in a dramatic way in the present, we use this simple present tense like this. See, I sit on a chair. Suddenly, a girl comes in and starts crying. This is a story in the past, but to narrate this story in a dramatic way, we use simple present tense. Look at the verb see. I sit on a chair. Sit. simple present tense verb. Suddenly a girl comes in and starts crying. Look at these verbs. Sit. Suddenly a girl comes and starts crying. For the narration of stories in the past, now we use this simple present tense. Next one, for live narrations and running commentaries, we use this simple present tense. We are very interested in watching cricket matches. In those cricket matches, we find live narrations or live commentaries. For these live commentaries, they use simple present tense. So example, Smith bowls to Pujara. Here what is the verb? Bowls. The base verb is only bowl. S is added. So Smith bowls to Pujara. Next one, Green passes the ball to Black. The men in green dress pass the ball to the men in black. So here Green passes the ball to Black. So like this we can use this simple present tense for live narrations and running commentaries. Next use of this tense is in exclamatory sentences. We use simple present tense. There she goes. Here comes the bus. So these are exclamatory sentences. For denoting these exclamatory sentences, we use there she goes. Goes is the simple present tense verb. There she goes. She, singular and third personal pronoun. That's why we use there she goes. Here comes the bus. Okay, here comes the bus. What is the subject here? The bus. The bus comes here. So for this type of exclamatory sentences, we use simple present tense for writing these exclamatory sentences. The next use of this tense is for simple future in if clauses. While writing if clauses, while writing sentences using if clause, we take the help of this simple present tense. I will attend if she invites. So it is the conditional clause. If she invites, I will attend the function. If she doesn't invite, I will not attend the function. So it's a conditional sentence. While writing conditional sentence, conditional clause sentences, we take the help of this simple present tense like this. I will attend if she invites. So here I will attend. This is the future action. But in the present time, if he invites, then I will attend the function. So here the verb invites. He is the singular third personal pronoun. That's why we use he invites. Next one, if it rains, we shall get wet. So here, if it rains, we use rains. So what will happen first? If it rains, then we shall get wet. Here we used rains. So like this, for the future actions in the conditional class sentences, we use this simple present tense. So this is how we use this simple present tense in our daily lives. First, you have to keep the structure in our minds, and we have to know the uses of this tense. Then we can easily write or speak the sentences in this simple present tense. And there is the last issue in this simple present tense. How can we recognize a sentence which is in the simple present tense. You are given some sentences. Then you have to identify in which tense the sentence is. For recognizing the simple present tense sentences, we first have to see the verb in the sentence. With the help of the verb, we can find that the sentence is in the simple present tense. Or there are some adverbs of time. Using those adverbs of time, we can recognize the sentence is in the simple present tense. What are those adverbs of frequency, adverbs of time? So you can see always in the sentence. Sometimes, usually, every day, every week, every month, every year, like that. Next, alternate days, alternate weeks, alternate months, alternate years. You can see alternate adverb of time in the sentences. Next, once a month, once a week, once a year, like that. Next, never. I never drink tea. I never drink coffee. I never watch movies. Like that we can find never in these sentences. Next, often. I often go to church. I often visit MRO office. People often visit village secretariats. He often takes soft drinks. Like that we can use this often adverb of time in the sentences. And never. Next, daily. I go to exercise daily. She goes to exercise daily. They go to exercise daily. Like that we can use this adverb of time daily in the sentences. Next one, there is a saying, barking dogs seldom bite. In this sentence, seldom is used. Seldom is also adverb of time. Barking dogs seldom bite. This is also adverb of time. We can find all these adverbs of time generally in the simple present tense sentences. So, using the verb in the sentence, we can recognize that the sentence is in simple present tense. Or finding these adverbs of time in the sentence, we can recognize the simple present tense. So for recognizing the simple present tense sentence, we have to keep in our minds two issues. First one, what is the form of the verb, and you have to check whether there is adverbs of frequency, adverb of time. So using these adverbs, we can find easily that the sentence is in simple present tense. Friends, this is all about simple present tense. To understand this simple present tense, we have to go through all these be forms, have forms, and what is the special rule, and what is the structure, what are the uses of this tense. You have to go through all this video. In the coming video, we are going to see how can we write negative sentences, how can we write questions in this simple present tense, and in the next video we are going to have some exercises. Okay, it's all about simple present tense. Okay, got it? Thank you.